The reason that they matter and the reason that they're different is because we grew up connected. As I mentioned before, everything that we do is online. Everything. What makes us different, though, than a lot of the people in the room, and I'm just stereotyping because my age is probably pretty obvious, so there's no need to hide it. But we're what we call digital natives. That means that we were born into technology. We know nothing else. So for us, it comes very easy. I can pick up any device, and in 5 minutes, I've got it, for the most part, as long as it's pretty simple. I can pick it up, I can figure it out, I can go on any website, I can use it. The most difficult thing to get a first-time home buyer attracted or involved in a website is capturing them initially. So that's the biggest challenge. But figuring out the information, figuring out the technology, that's easy. Everybody else that was not born into this technology, it doesn't come quite as easily. So for the Generation Ys, and even some of the Generation X's, it's not going to be as comfortable for me to go into an event like TweetUp and socialize with everybody, because that's not what I grew up. That's not how I grew up. That's not how I was raised. But it's going to be very comfortable for me to get on the web and communicate on the same level that all the other first-time home buyers in the marketplace are. So that's the difference. And the reason that I tell you this is because it's going to require an investment and an effort on behalf of the adopter, on behalf of the industry. And I heard the last speaker say that now is the time to dive all in. Jump in head first. And I think that's what I'm trying to get at here as well. It's not going to come easy, but by embracing technology, embracing automation, you will benefit and it will pay dividends for many years to come. The other advantage of embracing technology is it just becomes difficult at the beginning. Once you've embraced technology and you're part of this movement, you tend to evolve with the technologies. So, moral of the story, the reason that I'm spending so much time on the evolution of technology is that today's buyers will not look for you. You have to find them. And that's what has generated all this talk around social media, all the talk about blogging and tweeting. The attention span of the average person is 20 seconds. 10 years ago, the attention span of a person was between 2 and 3 minutes. So we deal with this all the time as a technology company. We have to figure out how to capture our customers, our real estate agents' attention in the first 20 seconds. Because if we don't capture them in 20 seconds, they're gone. And the same is true of your customers. What used to be a quarterly phone call or a note or a gift basket on their birthday now is replaced by being present, by being connected on the web. So what I've tried to do today is provide you with a foundation and, as I said, a perspective from somebody who lived the life of a new agent in the business, from somebody who I carry the traits of a first-time home buyer. So what I'd like you to take away from this is now is the time to embrace technology. In order to embrace technology, it's going to require an effort. It's going to require a commitment. Not necessarily always a big financial commitment, but it's a time commitment. If it's something as simple as learning a device or learning a website, don't just put it out there. Don't just open up a Facebook page. Open up a Facebook page. Spend time using it. Once you do that, it will pay dividends for a long time. The other thing that I was going to leave you with are a few tips that I use to automate my life, and I know that everybody's a little bit different. So I was just going to lay these out there, take them for what they're worth. What's really important is what I just alluded to before, that you acknowledge that technology is going to require an investment, and it's going to allow you to communicate better with today's buyers and sellers. But one of them is embrace text messaging. These are just little golden nuggets. I feel like we don't embrace text messaging enough. Now, most of us, I could probably, a show of hands for who's texted during this presentation. Yeah, so at least 5% of you. That doesn't surprise me at all. I was texting in the first 5 minutes when I was sitting in the back of the room. We do that not because we're necessarily disrespectful or even uninterested, but that's just what today's generation does. I mean, we just text. We're multitaskers, we're lazy, it's right there at our fingertips, it's quick. So embrace texting. And believe it or not, it is a way to communicate with your customers in a way that's a little more casual and personal. And I do this all the time, and it even took me getting out of my comfort zone a little bit before I text messaged the first CEO of a company. But I did it, and it started working. And generally, I incorporate this into my dialogue with customers or with people that I meet for the first time. I say, hey, would you prefer text or email, or what's best? And you'd be surprised at how many people say text. So I would embrace text messaging because it's a very strong tool. Next is use your smartphone. If you don't have a smartphone, go get one. And if you've got a smartphone, consider upgrading. I went from a BlackBerry Curve to a BlackBerry Tor, and it changed my life. And the reason that it changed my life is because it had a full browser. It had a full browser and higher processing power. So the reason that that's important for me is because now I can get on any website, regardless of whether or not it's optimized for mobile or not, and I can do this through the full browser. So get a BlackBerry Tor, an iPhone, a Droid, a device that is up to date. Even if it's going to cost you a couple $100, it will save you that for many years to come. So stay current with technology. And lastly is my shameless pitch for going paperless. And not necessarily just paperless, but automating your business processes. There are, this is no surprise to anybody in this room, there's a fewer number of transactions taking place in the marketplace, most of which are happening at much lower prices, and we all know what that means. It means less money. So the only obvious option is to create efficiency within your organization. And that's the sales pitch that we use for brokers as we go into a brokerage's office and we say you can do this, 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 and this, and all of a sudden you're going to eliminate these services, you're going to save money instantly, and on top of that you're going to have marketing benefits and green potential and all that stuff. But it's the same thing with any business process. Take advantage of tools that allow you to automate your business or your lives or your agents' businesses, and it will pay dividends for many years to come. So that's all I've got. Thank you very much for your time. I think I've got 2 minutes in the back. If there's any questions.